Hi-Rez Studios today laid off 50 to 60 people from Smite 2, Smite 1, and Paladins, and major cuts were made budget-wise to keep Smite 2 alive. This is a video I never thought I was going to be making today. Another breaking news, at least for what we're finding out now, is Paladins and Smite 1 are officially killed off. They will no longer be getting any type of updates going forward. So Paladins and Smite 1 are officially dead, y'all. Sad day. I didn't think I was going to be making this video as soon as I was going to be. I knew Paladins and Smite 1 were on their way out, but I think they'd at least be getting updates for another year and a half. Not at the start of 2025 for both games being killed off. The servers are still online for right now, but I'm assuming the servers are probably going to go offline by the end of the year. I'm assuming that's what's going to end up happening. Same with Rogue Company. Rogue Company wasn't getting any updates anyways, but the server is still up for that game. If you guys want to play it for whatever reason, it has like 100 players at any given time left, whatever. But we're going to be talking about some of the layoffs today. We're going to kind of go into the past. I'm going to throw some Paladins gameplay in the background one last time for you guys. This is a video I didn't want to really be making, and we're going to be talking about everything. So if you guys want to tab out, listen to me talk, there's a lot I want to talk about in this video. Probably one of my last videos talking about Paladins going forward, let alone Smite 1, even Smite 2, but I wanted to make this video just because Paladins was a huge part of this channel, and it was one of the things that kind of grew my channel, especially up to around about 1,000 subscribers, and I wouldn't be here without Paladins today. I really would not. It's one of the main games I played and I enjoyed over like at least close to like 5 years up until they took it off the Switch 2.5 years ago. So really want to talk about it. We're going to talk about Paladins. We're going to talk about Smite 1. Hi-Rez, the scumbags at Hi-Rez. Let's just hop right into it. Leave a like, subscribe, share the video. Let's get right into this. There's a lot to talk about. You guys know earlier today, there's actually 50 to 60 layoffs at Hi-Rez. The entire esports for Smite 2, pretty much everybody that's working on the esports or that would have worked with esports got laid off. They no longer have a job. Real fun, real fun. The main thing about this is I told you so. There's going to be so many people that, oh wow, it's sad. Smite 2, all these people are being laid off. I was one of the only people saying that Smite 2 was dead on arrival. If you guys would have go back and watch some of my earlier videos, or even scroll on my Twitter, go on there and scroll on some of my posts from like 5-6 months ago, before Smite was about to be released in early January, I was saying this game was already dead on arrival, but the big streamers and all the other content creators that were still on riding Hi-Rez's ball sack, still on the game, and thinking the game was going to be a major success, were running along with it and saying that I was wrong, all that other stuff. I can't tell you how much shit I got from people saying that, oh, you're just a hater, all you do is be negative, you're wrong, Smite 2 is going to be a smash hit. Look at Smite 2 now, y'all. We aren't even 3 months from release, and they're laying off 50 to 60 people throughout the entirety of Hi-Rez Studios, and esports for Smite 2 is not going to be a thing. Down the toilet goes the majority of the player base. Granted, nobody fucking watched esports anyways. If anything, this actually is a really good decision because nobody watches Smite esports anyways. The only people that would watch it were the ones that wanted the free reward drops from watching it on Twitch. They would just sit there AFK and have their account linked to get all the free battle pass boosters or whatever the fuck they would give, skins, the drops from the Twitch stream when they would be watching the pro play. That's all people would really watch it for. I don't know anybody that would watch Smite pro play and like the esports for Smite and actually enjoyed it with how boring it's gotten over the years. I quit watching it a long time ago. I used to watch it like 3-4 years ago. I quit watching it entirely. If anything, it's probably a good choice, but at the same time, it affected all these other games and a bunch of other stuff, which we're talking about, and a bunch of people I don't think deserve to be losing their job, which we'll talk about. Anybody that doubted me and said I was wrong or gave me shit, fuck you, because who's the one that was correct now? Less than 3 months after Smite 2 actually released, and the game is already dying. I guarantee you what's going to happen going forward is we're going to see Smite 2 continue to decline, and the only thing Hi-Rez has now is Smite 2. If this game flops, which is already flopping, the player numbers are sub 5,000 on Steam, if you guys do not know. It is flopping big time compared to Smite 1 when it was originally released, and even some of their other more recent games that they also killed off, by the way, that are no longer a thing. But even compared to some of those numbers, it didn't do nearly as good on release. Or at least keep the amount of players playing the game after it did release after the first 2 weeks, which was another thing a lot of people were saying. Oh, well, the player numbers are great. Wait for like 2 or 3 weeks from now, we're still going to have more players joining the game. What happened to that as well? All the big content creators and pro players and all the people that were hanging from Hi-Rez's ballsack on Smite 2. Who was right again? I told you so. I bet they're eating their words now, all the people that decided to stick with Smite 2 and believe in Hi-Rez. You guys are... I feel bad for you guys. You should have jumped ship when you could have. But, here's some of the people that actually got laid off, some of the main ones. We actually have Dandy, which I think Dandy, I'm not sure who that actually exactly was. At least from what I remember, he was a part of the update shows when I actually still played the game 2 to 3 years ago, when it was actually playable on the Nintendo Switch, which I'll talk about at the end of the video. But he got laid off today, which I think was one of the devs for the game. He was one of the main people that were working on the update shows and that type of thing, and like some of that type of stuff. He got laid off. He was there forever. Lurmy, which is another one. I'll throw screenshots of this all on screen for you guys as well. These are some of like the main people there, like the most important people that I've seen so far. There's a bunch of other ones that I'm not going to include in the video, but these are just some of the main ones I kind of wanted to skim over and talk about. Lurmy, which is another person that worked on Smite for, I don't know, forever already. They got laid off today. Ryan Bailey, aka Aggro, which was a huge part of the esports scene and also worked on Smite. He got laid off, which is shocking. He was there for quite a while. He was one of the main people that was running like the esports and like the community side of the game, along with working on the game. And then here's the one that shocked me the most. They fired Goremizer, y'all. They laid off Goremizer. This guy was the absolute GOAT. If you guys looking back on Hi-Rez, this is the GOAT of Hi-Rez. This guy went from Paladins casting back in 2016, being the only caster to be remaining after Pretty Hair, Kresnik, I think, was on the Paladins casting team at one time for the esports. Rain Day, after all those people left the game, the only one that stuck around and then moved over to Smite casting once they got rid of esports for Paladins was Goremizer, and they fucking laid the guy off after 12 years. 12 years! Or it was, I think it was either 8 years or 12 years, at least what he says in the tweet. I'm not sure if he was there for 12 years or he was just playing for 12 years. I'm assuming he was there for 12 years. I don't know, either that or it's 8 years, I'm not sure. Even 8 years is crazy. Absolute GOAT getting laid off. That was a shocker. I didn't think they would get rid of Goremizer. But it makes sense because there's going to be no Smite 2 esports. So why do they need a lead caster when there's going to be no esports for Smite 2? I mean, I guess it makes sense in that way, but you can't tell me you can't take Goremizer, who's been there from day fucking one, and move him on to something else. Come on now, man. Let's talk a little bit about Stuart, the Hi-Rez CEO. I'll throw a screenshot on screen. This is his Twitter here right now, y'all. He fucking deleted his Twitter account multiple days ago, like 2-3 days ago, before this was confirmed, before all these layoffs and all this information was confirmed. This piece of shit, scumbag, evil motherfucker deleted his Twitter account so he couldn't get any backlash. And the main reason for that is because he got so much backlash the first time about 6 months ago when they released about 20 to 30 people and they laid them off. He was the one getting a lot of the backlash, and people were telling him to step down and take a pay cut, which I think he did. He took a small pay cut. He never said the amount that he got a pay cut from, but he said he took a small pay cut to help the game survive. It was maybe, $2,000-$3,000. Probably a minuscule amount of money because they never revealed the numbers. You know how it is with CEOs, y'all. They want to make as much money as possible, and then everybody else have the scraps while they gain from everything. That's the CEOs. I literally don't know how Stewart is still a CEO of Hi-Rez when he is running this fucking company into the ground for so many years. How is he still in charge of this fucking company? And then he has the fucking balls to go and delete his Twitter account so he doesn't get any backlash and people don't go after him. A few days before they announced mass layoffs and then the killing of Smite 1 and Paladins. Fuck you. If you are watching this video, go fuck yourself. I hope your company goes bankrupt. I hope you lose all your fucking money and you are never a CEO ever again. You were the dumbest fucking CEO of all time. You've ruined people's lives. It's people like Goremizer and all those people that are getting laid off and all the other rounds of layoffs over the last year and a half. You're ruining people's lives because you don't know how to fucking run a company. You refuse to take a major pay cut. Whatever pay cut you said you got, I highly doubt you took that much money off your paycheck. Whatever it was, a couple $1,000, whatever. I don't know what to tell you guys. Fuck Stewart Chasm or whatever his last name is. Fuck that guy. Absolute fucking piece of shit scumbag. Fuck you. I can say that for everybody. Nobody wants you running this company anymore, and I hope Hi-Rez at the end of the year goes fucking bankrupt. You lose all your money, and you are never a CEO ever again. And nobody ever gives you a chance to have the same position you're currently in. I don't know how the fuck you're still a CEO when you literally don't know how to fucking run a company, and you continue to just lay people off, make bad decisions, and then run shit into the ground for many, many years. Don't know. After dunking on Stu, let's talk a bit about some more stuff. Here's the major stuff you guys probably are clicking on the video for. Paladins is confirmed dead, y'all. This is actually I'll throw a screenshot on screen for you guys right now. This is a confirmation from one of the devs that is currently working with Hi-Rez on Discord. The game is currently planned, Smite 1, by the way. I will talk about Smite 1 too, but mainly Paladins. Paladins and Smite 1 are no longer going to be receiving any updates going forward, and the servers are online. They are on life support. They're just currently on. So you can still play the game currently, but they are no longer going to be getting any more updates going forward. And the real thing is because they also laid off the community manager, which was Cryptic, I think is what it was. I'll throw a screenshot of that on screen for you guys as well right now. They laid off the fucking community manager for Paladins, y'all. What the fuck does he have to do with Smite 2? You really have to get rid of him too? I feel bad for the guy. I feel bad for him, bro. If you're watching this, bro, I hope you get a way better job. You deserve way better. You really deserve way better than what Hi-Rez and how they treated you. I really hope you get a way better job. I don't know. And Romanova, I'm sure Romanova is looking at all this shit after she left like 2-3 years ago before shit started really going downhill. I'm sure Romanova's looking at this. She's like, wow, I'm glad I got away from Hi-Rez when I did. She's making the big bucks working for Bandai Namco and Dragon Ball and all that shit she's working for, being the community manager for those games. And Hi-Rez is on its way to going bankrupt. I don't know. Same with Alyssa when she was community manager up until like 2019 or whenever that was. She's probably looking the same. She's like, wow, I'm glad I left. Same with Pretty Hair. Same with Rain Day. One of them's working on Fortnite. Rain Day is on Apex as a caster, making way better money, I'm sure. And he has job security. They're looking at this, they're like, wow, I'm glad I left when I did. That this company's on its way to going fucking bankrupt. I would have been out of a job 3 years later. Or if not, they would have already been laid off. So, same with everybody else that worked on Paladins. That was like a major thing. Kresnik, I don't know if he was actually like a dev to the game, but he was a caster. He left shortly afterward as well. There was a bunch of other people that were also working with the game that left on their own tuition, and they went and got other opportunity that was probably better. They're looking at the game right now like, wow, I'm glad I left when I did. It's a fucking joke. Hi-Rez and all their games has turned into a fucking joke. It really has. The Paladins dead. The game is dead. And you know what the sad thing actually is? I was actually gonna play Paladins on PC, y'all. This is something secretive. I wasn't really telling anybody, but I was actually gonna play Paladins on PC and I was actually getting ready to try to make it work on my PC with a Nintendo Switch controller. I was going to actually download the game. I never downloaded it yet, but I was going to download it and actually test how well it runs on my PC and if I could use a Switch controller and how well that works. I got past the Switch controller working with the game. I think I can get that to work, but I never downloaded it yet. And I was actually planning on downloading it and testing it this weekend, and this is the news we get. I'm going to be real with you guys, this makes me not want to download Paladins and play Paladins on PC. It doesn't. At what point is there for me to play Paladins just to go on there and play a couple games? And now that I know that Paladins, the servers are just online, and the game is no longer going to be getting any more updates going forward, it's only a matter of time before they shut the servers off. I'm assuming by the end of the year the servers will be gone. For Rogue Company, for Paladins, and for Smite 1. They're all going to be shut down, the way it's going. Sad day, y'all. Rip Paladins, rip Smite 1. Well, fuck Smite 1. I hate Smite, but fuck Smite 2. Rip Smite 1. Comments down below. Also, another thing, too, is I kind of want to talk about is, like, who the fuck is going to give Hi-Rez any money? They see all these massive layoffs, and they see them killing games left and right, like Paladins and Smite 1. Who the fuck with a right mind is going to want to put their money into Smite 2 and buy the skins and buy cosmetics and give Hi-Rez their money when they're constantly laying people off and they're killing games left and right? Anybody with at least one brain cell is going to be like, oh, why the fuck would I put my money into Smite 2? I don't know how long this game's going to be around. They're going to end up killing this game off 6 months from now anyways, and I'm going to lose all my money. That's exactly what people are thinking currently. That is why I said the main reason why Smite 2 was going to be a failure and was dead on release, or dead before arrival. Who the fuck is going to give Hi-Rez their money? If you're some stupid piece of shit that spent money on Smite 2, I don't feel bad for you at all. I'm actually in the process of trying to get my money back from Smite 1, and I've been trying to get my money back from these greedy fucking scumbags that refuse to give any money back for over a year now. And you might as well add Paladins to that. You might as well add Paladins. Before I actually record this video, I went through and I figured how much money. I'm not exactly how much money I actually spent on Paladins over the years. I'm assuming it's at least $300 or more. I can't tell because I have to go on and actually look and go back to and like take notes of everything that I remember actually buying with real money. But at least for Smite 1, I spent $200, or it was $200 on at least for Paladins. I have it written down here. It's $300. $300 for Smite. At least from my estimate is $200 for Paladins and $300 for Smite over the years. So I'm not sure about the Paladins one. I'm assuming it's $200. Like I said, I'd have to go back into the game and like look and go back and like take notes of everything I remember actually buying with real money, and like all the battle passes and that specific skins and like voice lines back when those were purchasable with crystals, because I bought a ton of those. Stupid, I know, but I didn't think it was at the time. I didn't know any better. I didn't think they were going to just be included by default. There's a bunch of that type of shit. I'd have to go in-game and take notes of all that, but I estimate at least like $200 for Paladins and like $300 for sure on Smite. I've been trying to get $300 back from Hi-Rez from over a fucking year now, and they do not give me my refund. The main issue is Smite 1 is unplayable on the Switch. If I could play the game, I'd play the game and I wouldn't want a refund. But there's going to be some fucking retard in the comments down below. Oh, they aren't obligated to give you a refund, man. They don't need to owe you anything. They can do whatever they want. The main issue is if they're going to put a fucking game on a specific platform and let people buy cosmetics and spend real money on the game, but they cannot play the game and even use the stuff they bought, don't you think they should be entitled to a refund? Does that make any sense? I can't even use the shit I bought because the game is fucking unplayable on the Nintendo Switch. Oh, you can go play the game on PC, man. You shouldn't be playing on the Nintendo Switch. Keep making more excuses. Keep sticking up for Hi-Rez. Keep giving them more excuses. Keep hanging on their cock and balls more. I'm sure they want to pay you more to stick up for them. Who's paying you to stick up for Hi-Rez? I'm sure they'd pay you and then lay you off too, right? There's gonna be some Smite defender or some Hi-Rez defender in the comments. I'm telling you guys right now. They're gonna make excuses for him, like on Twitter and all these other, on Discord and all these places. I don't know. Keep on giving them fuel. Keep on defending Hi-Rez for whatever reason. Just because the game is on Switch doesn't mean I have to go buy a new fucking console or play the game on PC to try to play it. Why would I have to do that? Why can't they fix their fucking game? If you guys try playing Smite on Switch still in 2025, the game nonstop freezes and crashes. It's literally unplayable. You cannot load into a match. You can barely get into a match because it'll freeze and crash on the lobby screen. Half your skins, they'll crash the game. You go through the champion menu or the god menu. If you go through it too fast, it'll freeze. Half your cosmetics don't load. How am I spending money on that? I spent money on it for over 3 years, and I have not been able to even fucking play the game for about 3 years now, since it's been unplayable. And they don't fix it. It's been 3 years. At least 3 years, and they haven't fixed it over 3 years. I want my fucking money back. If anybody from Hi-Rez is watching this video too, give me my fucking money back from Smite 1 and for Paladins. And now that both of the games are no longer going to be getting updates, so I want my money back for both. Give me my $500 fucking dollars, you greedy, evil fucking company scumbags. I want my refund. And if there's anybody else that's also on this Nintendo Switch, if you guys played Paladins on the Switch or Smite 1 on the Switch, and you guys spent money, cosmetic-wise, what we should all do is just band together, and we need to start forming like an entire, like, I don't know, like technically like a union or like some type of thing to like get everybody together that spent money on the game, that was on playing the game on Switch and never played the game on any other platform, or played Smite 2 and didn't want to. We only played Smite 1, that would be the main thing. We all need to band together, whether it's for Paladins or Smite 1, and we need to start going after Hi-Rez and trying to get a refund and getting our money out of them before they go bankrupt. I think that's the main thing we need to start doing. I've been spamming their Twitter posts for, I don't know, at least like almost a year now. Every time they put out a new tweet, I go in the comments and say, give me my fucking refund. I've sent in multiple support tickets. Half of them, I don't get an actual response back. And the ones I did were just a runaround, and after a while they just quit responding to me. Because I don't know if they just have nobody to respond to support tickets, or they just don't want to fucking deal with me. And then the other half are just a bunch of bot messages. I can't get an actual person to respond to my support tickets to try to get my money back. I don't know what to tell you guys. Give me my fucking money. It's been over a year since I've been trying to get a fucking refund. Or if anybody's interested in a Smite 1 account that has over 3,000 hours on it, let me know. Hit me up on Twitter. I'll sell it to you. Real cheap. You can get the account for less than $500 if you guys want a Smite account for less than $500 for a dead game to play on it with cosmetics and a bunch of other crazy good stuff till the game goes bankrupt or when the servers shut down. Hit me up. I'll sell it to you for $500 or less, maybe, possibly. Same with Paladins. I don't think I'll sell my Paladins account though, but I kind of want my money back for my Paladins account too. Keep in mind, y'all, I have 3,000 hours into Smite 1 and 6,000 plus hours into Paladins, and the games are dead now. The servers are just on life support, and they're just online. No more updates. Real sad. Real sad. I don't know what to tell you guys. Let me know what you guys think of everything in the comments down below. Are you guys ever going to play a Hi-Rez game, let alone give them your money going forward? Let me know what you guys think of all the layoffs. Rip Paladins, rip Smite 1. Servers are on life support, no more updates going forward. Officially, Paladins and Smite 1 are done. The games have been killed off. Didn't think it was going to be this soon, but it actually is. I thought the games would still be getting updates at least through 2025. That was my prediction. And I said at least at 2026 the games would be going on life support or the servers would shut down. And it ended up being almost a year earlier. Was it like 11 months earlier? We're barely into February. What, 11 months earlier? Most people predicted. At this rate, like, I think Hi-Rez is literally going to go bankrupt by the end of the year, and Smite 2 is going to be the biggest flop ever. I'm one of the only people that said Smite 2 was dead on arrival. Who was right? Who was the person that was saying it to begin with, and who's the person that was right? I told you so. To everybody that fucking gave me shit saying that Smite 2 was going to be a smash hit, or they were going to knock it out of the park, or this is going to be the best game of 2025, which is a fucking joke. I laughed when people said that one. Who's the one that was right now? You guys are scrambling. Oh, what are we going to do? There's no esports. The players are going down. We're at less than 5K players, and the game's only been out officially for a month. What are we going to do? It had a peak of about 22,000, I think, on Steam. Not including console. I don't even know if it is on console. If it is, not including console. But at least on Steam, I think it peaked around a little bit over 22,000, at least from what I remember. And then the game never reached that ever again after it released about a month ago. And now current players are around about less than 5,000, 4 to 5K on average daily, on Steam at least. You call that a successful game 1 month after release, and you compare it to stuff like Marvel Rivals and some of these other games that have recently released. I don't know about you guys, but I think that's a fail. Even Tokyo Extreme Racer. Tokyo Extreme Racer is in early access. It's not even a fucking full game, and they peaked at like over 10,000 players, and they have at least like 5,000 daily. And the game isn't even online, and it's only early access, so you can only play for about, I think it was like 10, 12 hours, depending on how fast you play through it. Failure. And that game's $30, by the way, too. It's not even free to play. It's $30, and had better results than a free-to-play game. I don't know what to tell you guys. Smite 2 is dead. Game was dead on arrival. If you're still thinking Smite 2 is going to have a comeback, you're delusional. You need to go into a mental hospital and check yourself out. Look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself why you think that. If you're going to keep on giving Hi-Rez your money, then by all means, go keep feeding them your money. Or if you're going to stick up for Hi-Rez going forward, go ahead and defend them. I'll be laughing at you when the games all die. Smite 2 dies too. Everybody else gets their job lost, and then Smite or Hi-Rez goes under and goes bankrupt at the end of the year. That's where it's going. Main thing is Paladins Smite 1 officially dead, y'all. Sad. I didn't want to go out like this, y'all. This is gonna be probably like one of my last videos talking about Paladins. And I was planning to come back to the game, but I don't think I'm going to be coming back to the game anymore, at least on PC. I was in the process of downloading the game on PC, playing on PC with a Switch Pro controller, and checking out the Season 8 update, the What Kenna Was Cursed update, or whatever the most recent one they put out a few weeks ago was. That's what I was planning on doing in the next few weeks. I was going to start making content, or at least some temporary content going forward. Maybe like 1 or 2 videos and stream the game every once in a while. That was my plan. I don't think I'm going to be doing that anymore, y'all. I don't really want to bother playing the game if there's no new updates. I feel like I'm just wasting my time. Whatever. Long video, there's a lot to talk about. Like I said, let me know what you guys think of everything in the comments down below. If you're going to be a Hi-Rez defender, do that as well. Where everybody's going to fucking dunk and clown on you. I can tell you that right now. If there's anybody that's still defending Hi-Rez after today, after they killed their only other 2 main games apart from Smite 2, Paladins, which is the most popular one, and then Smite 1, I don't know what to tell you. And they continue to lay people off every few months. What's next? Who else are they going to lay off? There's literally nobody else left. There's nobody working on Paladins now. All the devs that are on Paladins were moved to Smite to fill some of the places some of the people that got laid off. Like, who is literally working on the games? Nobody's working on Smite 1 or Paladins anymore, so there's no more updates. The community managers got fired and laid off. Smite 2 is probably a skeleton crew as well. Who the fuck is still working on Smite 2 now? How much longer until you lay off those current people and then try to optimize the work for even a smaller team to do? I don't know what to tell you guys. Rip Paladins, rip Smite. 3,000 hours into Smite 1 down the fucking toilet, and over $300 spent on the game in the span of about 4 years when they put the game on the Switch in 2018, I think it was. In the span of 4 years, I was dumb enough to waste at least $300 on Smite 1. I don't think I'll ever see that money back. I really don't. I'm going to keep on fighting tooth and nail until Hi-Rez goes bankrupt to give me my fucking money back, but I don't think I'm ever going to see that back. Same with Paladins. 6,000 hours into the game, and it's all gone. The game's fucking killed off. Real sad. I don't know if I want to get my money back for Paladins, but if I'm going to be getting money back for Smite, I might as well try to get both my money back for both of them. I don't know. Like I said, if you guys are interested in a Smite 1 account before Hi-Rez goes bankrupt, and you want to play an account that has over 3,000 hours and a fuck ton of cosmetics over like the span of 5 years, hit me up on Twitter. I'm down to sell it if anybody's interested. So even my Paladins account, if I get a good enough offer on my Paladins account, I'm down to sell it. So, if anybody's interested in a Paladins account with 6,000 plus hours and about 6 years worth of content, and then a Smite account with like 5 years worth of cosmetics and a bunch of other shit, hit me up. I'm down to sell both. At least try to make some of my money back that I spent on them, since Hi-Rez doesn't want to give it to me, so whatever. I'm gonna get out of here, y'all, one last time. Peace out, everybody. Rip Paladins and Smite. It was a good run while it lasted, but now the servers are just on life support and the games are gone, so sad way to go out. Didn't think it was going to be this early. I'm moving on. Peace out, everybody.